Hello everybody, I'm Vojta from Keboola and I'd like to show you how to connect Apify and Keboola together for scraping any website you want to. So let's begin. For the start, you have to create an Apify account and log inside Apify. You also have to log inside Keboola and have the Keboola account. And the last thing you need to know or you need to have is the website you want to scrape. So let's start. At the beginning, you have to create a new task inside the Apify. So let's go to the tasks, create new task. For our purpose, we need the web scraper because it's the easiest way how to scrape the data from the web. Okay, let's click on it. And now proceed to the configuration. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. So what do we need to fill? We need to fill the start URL. As you can read here, it's a static list of the URLs you want to crawl or you want to go through. So in our example, it will be this site, the Shutka Aqua Center. So we will copy the URL. At this example, I'm using the website where the HTTP certificate is not valid, but I will show you how to work with this inside the Apify. So back to the Apify. Let's paste this URL inside the start URLs. The next thing is the options. We don't want to crawl more website than one, so I will uncheck this checkbox. We also don't need the link selectors because we don't want to go through more sites than one. So for this example, I will remove the link selector and also pseudo URL. And now let's go to the script. The main thing we need to change to get the data we want. So let's go back to the price list or this web. We want to scrape those three numbers. The easiest way how to access the numbers is to right click on them, click on the inspect, and this window will appear maybe on the right, maybe on the bottom, and you will see here elements. In this example, I'm using Google Chrome, so that's something I really want to recommend you also to using Google Chrome, so we will be on the same road. And you can see as I'm scrolling on these elements, they are being highlighted on the left side. So I go to this number, what is the percentage of occupancy. I will click right on it with the right mouse button. I will go to the copy and I will go to the copy selector. Okay, now the selector is copied. Then I will switch here to the console. You can also use the console here. I will choose this one. And here there are some messages. I can get rid of them. And I will write the $sign, which stands for the jQuery, which is a library inside the JavaScript. It doesn't matter at the moment. Just write the $sign as far as this website has a jQuery library inside. So it's the dollar opening bracket apostrophe. And I paste the code I just copied, or the selector I copied. So I Control V. I press the Control V, and I will put here a closing apostrophe and the closing bracket, and I will also write dot text because I want to get the text inside this element, and I hit the enter. It returns me 26%. Okay, I'm okay with that because there's also 26%. So I copy this line of code, copy, I'm going back to the Apify, and I'm going to change the content of the return object. This is what I get from the actor when it run. I need to get the data. So I change the content of this object, and the first property will be occupancy. And followed by the code I just copied. Okay, now I can delete this stuff as far as I don't need it. Okay, I just need to leave it here, jQuery, which is the library which do all the work for us for searching the right element and getting the text from it. And as I mentioned, that website does not have a valid HTTPS certificate, which you can see here that it's not secure. Your connection to this website is not fully secure. So I have to go back to the Apify, and here inside the proxy and browser configuration, I have to check the ignore SSL errors checkbox. And then I can save it and run it. So we will see at the moment the log appears and we can see that web scraper is finished, and we can go to the results, and inside the results we can click on the preview data, and we can see that there's a table and it tells us the occupancy is 25%. Okay, so we already get it. So let's move on to another two numbers. So go back to the website, click on the right click on the number we are looking for, click on the inspect. It will take us here to here on the inside the elements tab. We can click with the right mouse button on this number. We will go to the copy. We will copy the selector, and we can go right back to the Apify and write it down, but I like to test it. So I will write the dollar, opening bracket, apostrophe, closing bracket, dot text. So I got the number, so it's okay. If you not get it, it's just this. After that, I paste the selector I copied from here with right mouse button, followed by the text. Okay, so let's go and copy it back here. I will go to the input. I will write a new key, which will be, I forget it. Yes, the pool. The number, how many people do we have in the pool? So we will write in the pool. And the last thing was how many people do we have in a water park? So I will do it the same way. Right click on it, copy the selector, and test it. And it seems it worked. There's 9 people. Copy, paste, and I have to put a key here, which will be aqua park. Double dot. And on the end, you need to write a comma. It should be here, but it should not be here. the last statement. So that's everything we need to fill at the moment. So save it and run it. Finger crossed, and if we wrote it well, we should see some data here inside the results. Nothing at the moment. We'll refresh it, and hopefully, yes, at the moment, we are probably waiting for some empty machines. So, okay, it just finished. So here we can see that we have a results. We can go to the preview data, and now we can see that there is an aquapark, a column, there's an occupancy column, and there's a pool column. So we are done at the moment inside Apify. We can go back to the tasks. We can rename this task to let us know what is really inside. So it will be the pool scraper. Yes, it should have some better name. No spaces. That's good. Okay, so we will go to the input. I recommend you to move from development mode to production mode, which make it a little bit faster. And we can save it. And now what we need is go back to the Keboola, where we can find the components and the extractors. Under the extractors, we will click on the add new extractor. We will search for the Apify, or it's this sixth one. So we click on it, we go to the new configuration, and we will name it. So this extractor will be the pool extractor. It's always good to put a description. So it downloads data from Shutka pool occupancy. We have to click that we are agreeing with the vendor license, and we can create a configuration. So we can now go to configure the crawler. Here we have to click on the run actor, then on the next. Here we have to enter our user ID and our token. So we go back to the Apify. Here under your account, click on the account. Here, click on the integrations, and here copy your user ID and your token. So I will copy this one back to Keboola as the user ID, and I will also copy the API token, but I will not show it to you. So I already entered those tokens. Here I have to select the actor. The actor for me will be the Apify web scraper. I don't need to put here an input table. as far as I don't want to put any data from Keboola back to the Apify, I will leave those options as they are. But here I have to change the actor input. So I will go back to the Apify, to the tasks. I will choose here the pool scraper. And here there is a huge radio button, and I will click on it to get the JSON format of the configuration. So select all, copy, go back to Keboola, and here I will insert the actor input. So it's done. I have to click on the save. So it seems okay. And now I can run the component. I will go to the job detail, and if everything's go well, I can see that the data will be extracted from the web. Okay, 30 seconds. I think it should be almost done at the moment. As far as it takes only a few seconds to crawl the page, because we are not going through more pages, which will take more time. So it's still running. I can go back to the Apify, here to the tasks, and I can see that the last run did succeed, so it should be complete in any second here. Oh, I was wrong. I need to go to the actors, and I can see that there is a web scraper, and I have to look on this one, and it's still running. Yes, so we are waiting at the moment to get some free machine where we can run our scripts. So we are on it. It start, and we can see that it finished. And if we go back to the Keboola, it should finish very soon as well. Yes, it's done. Now we will save all the content what we downloaded back to Keboola. Which we can see very soon here at the output mapping. Okay, now the job finished, and here we can see that we have a table with one row. We can click on it, and inside, yes, and here we have only one value, which is aquapark, occupancy, and pool, and for each column we have only one value. So at the moment, if we will run this actor or this Apify extractor once more, those values will be overwritten, because this extractor does not support something which is called incremental fetching inside the Keboola. So we have to implement it ourselves. we need to create a transformation, which will do it for us. It will be a really simple transformation. We need to create a new bucket, which will be called the pool statistics. Statistics of occupancy inside the pool. Here we will create a new transformation. We will create it as an incremental fetch, and this transformation will do incremental fetching on data from Apify extractor, and it will be a Snowflake transformation. So here inside the transformation, we need to choose the input mapping. We will create this, we will choose this one, the dataset items from our Apify extractor. We can name it the same, the dataset items. We can choose the clone table to make it a little faster. So now we can create the sandbox here inside the right menu and go to the prepare transformation and choose the prepare transformation. Now the sandbox has been created, so we will click on the load data. The data are being loaded, so we can connect. Meanwhile, so we click on the connect. We will be requested for the username and the password, so just click on it. Clicking on it will copy it to the clipboard. So we will go to this, right to the Snowflake. We'll click on the login. So yes, so it's been already uploaded. So if it was too fast, how I get here inside the Snowflake, I will show it once more. You have to click the load data first. This button is not here because it's already loaded. Then you have to click the connect. The connect button will open you link to the Snowflake workspace, and which is this window where you have to put your username, which is this one, within the password, which is this one. So okay, that's what I've done before. There is an intro pop-up. I can close it. I will close everything as far as I know Snowflake well. Here I will click on this database. I will click on the schema, and I can see that there are the database items. Okay, so now I can see that there's an aqua park, the occupancy, and the pool, and there is also something which is called timestamp. So let me write a really fast select, which will do some work for us. So what do we need? We need to copy this table inside another table which has the primary key. So simply make a copy paste. So I will select everything from data items. So I can run it if yes, data set items, sorry. So I got it, and the easiest way, I have here a timestamp where the data are being uploaded to Keboola, and easiest way, we want to do at the moment is alter table dataset items, and I want to use this timestamp, but it's a system column, so I cannot use the name underscore timestamp, so I have to rename it, but I want to create exactly this column, which stands for where the data has been uploaded to Keboola. So I will add the table data timestamp, and I will rename column timestamp to column we can call it date time. You can try to run it, and as you can see, if I run this query again, there is no timestamp column now. We rename it to the date time, and this is the only query I need to copy at the moment. This is a little bit of a hack, to be honest, so just copy it. Because most of the extractors does support the incremental fetching. But at the moment, I just copy this line and put it here. If you will not have this timestamp underscore timestamp column, please make sure that here inside the input mapping, you choose the clone. If you don't choose the clone, you will not have it here. So now we will click here on a save, and we have to add output. Okay, what is the source table? How do we name it in the database? It's called data set items. Maybe to be more clear, we should also rename the table, which is rename table, maybe data set, or we can create a table from this one. It should be more clear after that. Create table data incremental as select everything from data set items. So we will run it. Just pass through. We have to copy it here inside the query. So we will have here now two commands. Save it. And now we have a table called data incremental inside our sandbox. And that's something we want to grab from this sandbox after this transformation runs. So on the output mapping, we want to grab this table. And here we will choose what is the destination of the table, where it should go. So now we will go to the out pool statistic bucket. It grab it from the name of the transformation. And this table will be called the data incremental. And what is necessary to do it here is to check the incremental checkbox. And we also have to add the primary key. So here we will choose the, I think we call it the date time. Yes, the data. So here we will add the date time, and we will add the output. Okay, that's pretty everything, and now we can run it. We can go to the job detail to see what is going on here. Yes, the data incremental has been imported. Yes, succeed. So we can look here inside the data incremental if we have it somewhere here. If we have something here, yes, we have it. We have the number of the person inside Echo Park, we have the percentage of occupancy, we have the number of person inside the pool, and we also have the date time, which is the primary key of the table. It means it's not possible to have it more Tuesday than 22nd September with this date time in this table. And now, the last thing we need to do to automate all this stuff is to create an orchestration. So go back to the orchestration, create one, and this orchestration will be called pool data gathering. Here, we should write the description. Definitely we can do it. And to say it pools, it gets data about occupancy inside at the Stuttgart pool. Now we have to put here two tasks. The first one will be the data extraction. So here I'm clicking on the new task. I will go to the Apify extractor and I will click here the pool extractor, and there will be more phases at the moment. Phases now coming to the scene. So phase mean that everything inside the phase is being executed parallel. It means if I will have here more tasks, they will be run at once. But that's something I don't want to do. As the first phase, I want to gather the data. In the second phase, I want to load, I want to transform and make increments. And here I have to put the transformation here, transformations, and the pool statistics, which will do the incremental fetching for me. So I will not have only the latest numbers, but I will have the incremental numbers from every run of the orchestration or of the job or of the crawl. So every time I start this, it will add me one row to the table. So now I have to click on the save button. I should go back to this orchestration by clicking on this title here, and we can run it. It will take some time until it starts. Okay, so if I click here on inside all runs, here I can click on this one run which is being processed at the moment. I can click on it and I see the task of this orchestration. So the first one is the pool extraction or the data extraction, and I can see it's being processed at the moment. So we have to wait until it's done. It should take some time. To check the status, yes, it's already done. You can go to the jobs to check the status of each job which is running inside the Keboola. So I can check how the transformation runs at the moment, and I can see that it's almost done. So okay, we run the orchestration. It's being processed at the moment. I think it will be done by a moment. Yes, it's done. And now, if we will go back to the storage, to the pool statistics, and go to the data incremental, and we go to the data sample, we will have two rows. This one is from the 19, and this one is 1921, and we can see that people are going home at the moment. If you want to make a schedule for the orchestration to run it every 5 minutes or every, I don't know what is the good number for the pools, but let's say we want to run it every 20 minutes to get the overview when the pool is empty. We can go to the orchestration, pool data gathering, and here we can click on the schedule. And as we said, we want to download it every 15 minutes or every half of hour, but we can use this button for every 15 minutes, and it will lead us here to this predefined settings where we want to download it every day. You can choose the hours here because I presume you don't want to download the midnight statistics or at 2 a.m. or something like that. But let's keep it simple. Just download it every 15 minutes. So let's click on the setup schedule. And from this moment, you will have the table or your table inside the storage will fill every 15 minutes with the new data from the web. So that's pretty everything. So I will do a small recap what we did. We want to download the data from this website. We want to get the occupancy, the number of people inside the pool, and how many people is in the water park or inside aqua center. So we get those numbers by clicking the right mouse button and copy selector. That's something this is the easiest way how to get those selectors. They are not pretty, but it's the easiest way and it will work for you. We get those lines of codes, what we wrote here, to scraper or to the task where we created our own task inside the Apify, which is being loaded at the moment. Okay, let's wait one more. Okay, so we have our pool scraper here. I will go to the detail. Here inside the input, we put this start URL. We delete all those, we uncheck the request queue, we delete the link selectors, and we get rid of the pseudo URLs as far as we only need one URL. we write down the script. Only thing you need to change is this content of this return object. Everything else should stay the same, but you have to change this one. This is the content we copy it from the website. This text describes where you will find the text on the page. Okay, and after that we also check the ignore SSL errors as far as this website doesn't have a valid SSL certificate. After that, we change it back to the JSON configuration. We copy this one to Keboola inside the extractors. Here, inside the pool extractor, we configure it and we put this JSON here, so it allows us to run the component correctly. And after that, we have to create a transformation, which is really simple, which allows us to have an incremental table, or data are not being override by every run. So at the moment we have 2 rows, but it's already half of hour, it's 30 minutes. So we will very soon have 3 rows. And all this, I forgot to mention that we also here check the incremental fetching, and we choose the primary key, because this primary key telling us which is the which column must be unique, and daytime work for us here very well. That column we created from the timestamp, which is the system column, which is generated by Keboola, and it saves us some time, but we can create it manually also. And we put this everything inside the orchestration, so we will have those data every 15 minutes. So we can see that are there some runs already. Yes, there are, and it already succeed. So we will go back to the storage, and we will see inside the data incremental, we now have 3. Yes, we have 3 lines, and there is nobody in Aqua Park. Everybody go home. So that's something I also recommend you to go home and enjoy the Keboola, enjoy the Apify, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Okay, goodbye.